Today we are in conversation with the first Black female South African referee to actually officiate a PSL match, and none other than Akhona Makalima.
I started off as a newsreader. He trained me. I would do the morning bulletins. Later on, they taught me to do the sports because obviously I was in sports, so I would do the sports news, the sport bulletin. I had an interview with a lady on a Sunday. I think she was doing soul music. She was having an interview with me, and then I liked the setup, and it was like, maybe I want to work here. I did not stop doing what I want, but on the same breath, I had to respect her because she was my mother. So I think I was in a tournament in Butterworth. I see Esnobo running the field, and I see Yonela Mahamba running the line as a girl, and I was like, I enjoyed this, but I don't want to run the line. I want to be in the middle. I want to be the one deciding.
Hi, welcome to another edition of Conversations with Eminent Women. My name is Akhona Makalima, and today we are in conversation with the, do we say international referee? I think that sounds right, but she was the first Black female South African referee to actually officiate a PSL match, and none other than Akhona Makalima. Joining us today, Akhona, hi.
Hello, Tsecho. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us and for opening your home to us on Conversations with Eminent Women. Now, I do want to start about the journey of being in school, your upbringing, and so forth. But before we get there, I mean, I'm a radio person. We've just spoken off air about you being a radio person at some stage. Talk to us about that journey and where it all started and how it ended.
So, how I got into radio, I did not want to do what I was doing at first because I write short stories. I wanted to read my stories on radio, but at Lukanje FM where I was, they did not have a recording studio. But the guy that I met, he told me that no, but we don't record stories, but we are looking for newsreaders.
Okay.
Would you take this opportunity and be the newsreader because we are looking for newsreaders? And I said, yes, okay, I can do that. I started off as a newsreader. He trained me. I would do the morning bulletins, and later on, they taught me to do the sports because obviously I was in sports, so I would do the sports news, the sport bulletin. And later in the years, when he left for Mail and Guardian, they trained me to be the news manager. So now I would compile the news, I would read, I would train other people. And I left. I went to East London. So I left Lukanje FM. I went to East London. So in East London, I had an interview with a lady on a Sunday. I think she was doing soul music, something like this. The show was soul something. So they invited me. The radio was KNR, Keith Ngesi, a radio. It's an online radio at the time. I went there. She was having an interview with me. And then I liked the setup. And it was like, maybe I want to work here. And I asked the numbers of the owner of the studio. And she gave me. When I got home, I wrote to him to say, I really like 1, 2, 3. And I have this that I want to do. So I had like written down the women's sports buffet that I want to do this, but when I retire. So I wrote to him, I showed him the concept of the women's sports buffet. He liked it. And no, he didn't say, okay, we like this. Can we come and have a conversation? He just sent me the schedule. And then he said, choose the slot. And when are you starting? So I chose my Wednesdays, 7 to 9 o'clock, and that was it.
Okay.
When I moved to Johannesburg, I had to choose between refereeing and radio. So I chose refereeing.
Do you ever regret that decision?
No, I don't regret anything that I do. All the decisions I take, I don't regret them. Yeah.
Let's then go a step back, maybe 3 steps back, to your upbringing. Where is Akhona from? What was your upbringing like? And did you always know as a young Akhona that you would definitely go into sports, that this is the woman that you'd become?
So let's start by saying I'm coming from a sports community, right? And I am coming from a family of sports, okay? But in my community, they don't play soccer, they play rugby.
Okay.
But as a child, I was always active, okay? So I started with athletics. I've always run. And I think also my grandfather could identify that I was up for something, because if they send me to maybe buy something, he would really count to say, if you go and you come back at this time, there will be a reward. Or he would do those things, that if I spit here, when you come back, this thing, it must not be dry. So I would like really run just to make my grandfather happy and myself happy. So at school, I've always participated in athletics, right? I've done athletics. And from athletics, you know that if in school you are doing athletics, the fact that you can run, they would want you to participate in all the sporting codes. So because I was doing athletics, I would do baseball, I would do rugby, did not do netball. I did handball, I did volleyball. So this was just me as a kid. I would be running, I would be doing almost everything until I went to high school. Then high school, or in my community, they now introduced soccer. So when they introduced soccer, they were looking for a left back, and I'm a left footer, and I'm a lefty. So I took that opportunity, played soccer, and I found soccer was more interesting than baseball. Okay. Even though my first love was baseball, but when I was introduced to soccer, I loved soccer more than all the sporting codes I was doing. So I played soccer, played volleyball and rugby. But when you go to high school, you have to choose, because you'll find that they are practicing at the same time. So when they are practicing at the same time, you cannot be doing volleyball, you're doing your baseball or rugby. So when they say I must choose, I chose soccer. So I played soccer throughout.
Yeah. Is there any reason, we'll come back to that, is there any reason why you didn't play netball?
Because, because to be honest, I did not like the fact that, ladies, we talk a lot. So they would be, instead of playing, they would be talking a lot and they would be fighting. This one is friends with this one. So for me, I just wanted to play.
Yeah.
And funny enough, all my friends at school, they also did not like talking. We just wanted to play. So I never played netball because of those things. And also, I never liked short stuff because they would wear like really mini skirts. And my grandfather was not going to allow this. So there are a lot of things that made me not to play netball. But one of them was that they would talk.
They talk too much.
They talk too much. And I was like, no, I can't. I just want to play.
So then you cement yourself in soccer and you say this is the sport that you love, that you actually want to play even in high school. How did your family feel about that?
Well, my grandfather, I think my grandfather was really ahead of time. My grandfather was really liberative. So he would support almost everything that I do. Then if I'm going for athletics, he would know that Akhona was playing. If I'm going for football, he would support that. But my mom, never. She was like, really not about this. Okay, she was like, no, I don't want you to play. I don't want you to play football. I don't want you to do this. I want you to go to school and study. Because football will not take you anywhere, and it was very difficult for me because now all my primary time, I was in primary, I would be playing and doing almost everything that I want. But high school, I went and I stayed with my mom. And now almost everything that I used to do, she was like against it.
Sure.
Yeah, that caused a lot of frustration. Sure. And I had to stop playing football for 2 years, because she couldn't. So the 2 years I was with her, the 3 years I was with her in high school, the first year I would like really try to play, but she was not about it. When I was doing standard 9, she said, no, stop. So I stopped.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
So at which point did you then go back to football?
I went back to football because I would only do it now on weekends.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. But still, she would not want me to go and practice. Still, she would not want me to go to tournaments, things like this. So it was really a frustration until I finished high school. I went to college. So when I was in college, she had nothing to say because I'm not staying with her. I do things as I want. Then I reunited with my football.
The love that you have for sport and that you had for football then, it's still quite reflective now. But what was the academic life like for you as well while you were in school?
So while I was in school, academic was very good. Academically, I was very good. Um, Primary, high school, but in I think the first year of high school, I was not doing very well. Why? Because I was frustrated with the fact that I'm not doing the things that I used to do, and I'm not enjoying staying with this lady because she is limiting me a lot, right? So really, I could really drop, you know. But when standard nine, now go home, be with my grandfather, come home and be with her, and then I was okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So then you go to college. She can't tell you what to do now when it comes to your football. You continue playing.
continue playing, continue doing my things, continue doing athletics, continued playing, and funny enough, now I think she could see that when I am doing both of these things, I excel in both of them because I was doing my school and I was doing my athletic, my sports. I was doing my school and I was doing my athletics, and she really finally, when I was selected to represent the province, I think to a certain degree, she was a little bit sad that she was she limited me for some period of time, right? But she wanted me to go to school, and I cannot say that she was wrong because obviously I did human resources. I graduated. I have a diploma in human resources, but at the same time, I did not stop doing what I want, right? But on the same breath, I had to respect her because she was my mother. And at that time, she thought that this is exactly what I wanted. It was not something I wanted to do. I did not want to stop and just go to school and that's it. I wanted to do both of them, right? And at the time, again, we cannot blame parents for saying, don't do sports because for them, sports was not going to take me anywhere, according to her. The only thing that she knew was that you need to study one, two, three. Even when I said to her after high school, I want to study sports, I wanted to do sports management, she said, no, this thing, you will not get employed, you will not be employed. Go and do human resources, you will be employed, you will be doing one, two, three. So we cannot, the reason why I'm saying we cannot blame parents, it's because this is what they knew at the time, right? They did not also know how to identify talent, to identify the skills, to identify that you want to do music, go to do music. They did not know those things. The only thing they knew was the traditional way of doing things. So, yeah.
I'm glad you speak about that. I mean, we'll come back as well to your journey because we see so much of that now as well, where parents are forcing their children to do certain things, go into the academics, and so forth. I know that you also have a foundation. Is there something that you speak about with Shiref?
With the Shiref, one thing that I try to really give the girls is that one, you need to understand what is it exactly that you want because people want to be referees because somebody say you can run and then you can be a referee. And refereeing is not about that, all right? And also those that really love refereeing, they need to understand the qualities of a professional referee, okay? They also need to know what are the principles of a professional referee, okay? And also the image of refereeing, what does it look like? And also understanding that you as a match official or as a referee, you are the image of the game, okay? And what are the qualities of a top referee? And what are the other skills that you can learn while you are in refereeing? And what are the other opportunities that are within refereeing without blowing your whistle? Okay, so these are the things that we basically talk about in the interrefs, and we talk about life after 90 minutes. So I have a segment that I'm also basically doing to help them that says life after 90 minutes. What do you do after 90 minutes? What are the other things that you can look at after 90 minutes? And some of they know, some of them they know my life after 90 minutes. So I always say to them, you cannot just be a referee and that's it. And when people say, who is this? You're going to say, I am Akhona Makalima. I'm just a referee. I've always said, I don't want to be just a referee. The refereeing is what I do, is not who I am. So look at other things that define you as a person. And also the diary of the last thing that we do is the diary of the referee. What is it that you want to go? What are your goals? Where do you want to see yourself? And then you break it down. You say, I want to go to the World Cup. How do you take yourself to the World Cup? I want to go to the AFCON. How do you take yourself to the AFCON? And lastly, we talk about modern refereeing and modern football. How do you incorporate the two? Because football is changing, football is dynamic. And how do you keep with the trends? How do you analyze the games? How do you prepare for your next assignment? How do you analyze your performance? So interrefs, we have those programs within the interrefs.
Wow. And we'll speak some more about SheRef in a short while. But I want to then ask you, who is Akhona?
Akhona is a village girl, proud village girl from Engamakwe, Engcolo, Kumangubomvu. And I am a girl that is coming from a village that really refused to be defined by the circumstances of the community. And also, Akhona is a sister. I have 9 sisters, and there's nothing I know than being a sister.
Hold on, say that again.
I have 9 sisters.
That's a beautiful big family.
Yes. And when I say I'm passionate about girls, when I say I'm passionate about women development, it's because I love girls, and not that I don't like boys. I'm a great aunt, you know. I have cooks. That's my favorite guy over there. Also, to cut a little bit, even in the programs that I do programs that integrate boys and girls to say we are not only raising the girl child, but we need to raise the community so that not this one is lacking and this one is highly empowered. So yes. But there's nothing I know more than being a sister. So I am a sister, I'm a proud sister, and I know how it feels to be a sister to somebody that doesn't pray like me, somebody does not look like me. And also Akhona is a girl that has been raised by strong values, okay, and principles by my grandfather and my mom. So, and also I have my own principles and my own values that I develop myself in while as I am growing, because obviously my grandfather would take me up to here, my mom will take me up to here, but to a certain level, I need to take charge. So I am also like very loud. Yes. And Akhona loves love. Akhona loves traveling. And I am passionate for people. I love people. And I love my God. Yeah, that's me.
What was the upbringing like with 9 sisters?
So I am happily blended.
Okay.
Let me put it like that.
Okay.
I have 4 sisters from my mother's side and I have 5 sisters from my father's side. Okay. So I am happily blended. Did not grow up with my sisters from my father's side. I grew up with my sisters from my mom's side, and it has been amazing. We were taught never to compete, but to complement each other. So when people look at us, they always say, but your sisters, they look beautiful than you. You saw my sister when you came in. And, but you, Akhona, you are so fit. Akhona, you are like this. Your sisters are like that. And we always say, we were never taught like that. We were never taught to say, this one is beautiful, this one is fit, this one is good at this one can write, this one can drive. We were taught to complement each other by our mother. I think this is one of the things that I love, and I appreciate about my mom. And I think this is the legacy that my mother left us with, because my sisters, they would cook, others they like cleaning, others they like to do this. You know, when you were kids, when you were young, sometimes you don't want to cook. No, I don't want to wash dishes. And no, it's your turn. No, this one is going to cook. And my mom said to us, you don't have to fight about these things. Find something that you like to do and do it. And then when you feel like you are not, like you're tired of doing it now, then somebody else can do it. So even when we go home to the village, we know that Asanda will do this, Zizo will be doing that, Asasipo is doing that, Akhona is doing that. We don't have to fight about anything even now. So I think our mom gave us the best legacy ever. Even this day, we don't fight about things. We know somebody, they excel in their position of functionality, and it's just amazing.
Do you think because of the upbringing with your siblings and your sisters, that's why you've got such a love for the girl child? You've got such a passion to raise and see the girl child doing so well?
100%, because um, we were taught to be very bold, right? And we were taught to really love and respect each other. And also, we were taught to compliment each other. You know, when you see something that is good about you, we should share that, right? And also, one thing that I also like about my mom was that she taught us to be expressive, okay? And also, she taught us to share. I think also these are the things that I really like to say. If I say something great about you, even if you don't say it, I will not leave you without telling you. And for me, that's peace. I love that. And it's like, if I get to spend time with you and I understand I get to see the things that you can do, the things that I feel you can do to improve yourself. I don't care even if you are going to be better than me. If I know that this thing I have to share with you, I will share with you. And this is what I really love and appreciate about my mom. That really she shared with us. And yes, this is one of the things that I feel I am really passionate about the girl child. Uh, to really know their potential, to really know that they can do almost anything that they put their mind into. Not that they have to depend on anyone, not that they need to disrespect men, not that they need to compete with men, not that they need to belittle men. We were never raised in that fashion. We were raised to compliment, because I'm coming from a family also where, and with my other cousins, we are also like more girls than the boys, okay? But we would have senior brothers, okay, my cousins. Um, our grandfather never taught us in a manner that, Akona, you wash dishes because you are a girl. Mandla, you need to do this because you are a man. We were never taught like that. Okay, so my brother would cook because he was older. We would assist because we were younger. So we are raised in that fashion. Even today, I don't feel like I need to be better than a man because I was never raised like that. I don't feel like I need to compete with my male colleagues because I was never raised like that. And I also feel like we should be really trying to drive conversations along those lines, to say we are a community, therefore we need to be coming together, as opposed to say we are doing this and we are leaving this on the other side, because we are really causing a division amongst our community.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That is Akhona Makalima. She, of course, is an international referee, speaking to us this afternoon about her work. Well, we've just touched on mainly her upbringing, but let's shift gears indeed and go into the refereeing part of who Akhona is and how she got into that. What was that one moment for you where you said you actually want to be a referee?
So I think I was in a tournament in Butterworth. I see Esnobo running the field, and I see Yonela Mahamba running the line as a goal, and I was like, I enjoyed this, but I don't want to run the line. I want to be in the middle. I want to be the one deciding. I want to be the one blowing the whistle. But it was just that. And then I think around 2011, I've always wanted to play football to the highest level or represent the country. But because of where I was coming from, that was not going to happen. And again, because of my mom did not believe in that I can make a future out of football. I can make a career out of football. So if ever I wanted to play for Banyana Banyana or for bigger clubs, I needed to move, go to Cape Town, Durban, or bigger cities so that I can get the exposure that I wanted. And my mom was not about that. But now when I was looking at the time, it was ticking, and I'm like, I don't see myself playing for this, and also I don't want to fall out of football. But luckily, when I was just having those debating thoughts, Safa, they were looking for female referees. They were promoting female referees. They came to the tournament to say people who want to be match officials and they can come and sign up. You can come in. We will be hosting a workshop on this day, and I went. I wrote, and I'm here.
You make it sound so easy.
Yeah, I decided to say, okay, I love playing football, but I cannot play up until where I want to play. But there was an opportunity that was presented to me. I took that opportunity. That was not my second, that was not my first choice, right? And I took that opportunity and applied the same mindset, the same discipline as a player, and I went on with it. I ran the tests, I went to the workshops, I went in all the competitions, and it turned out to be something very good. And refereeing has changed almost my entire life, and I love it. But it was not difficult to transition from a player to the refereeing, because refereeing, you have standards, you have levels, you have tests that you need to run, and that qualify you to be at a better position. And remember, I was an athlete, and I used to run, and I used to be number one, and I have never been a number three, and I have never failed. I have never been a number five. Now I come to refereeing, and I'm failing the test.
Sure.
And also, I'm not somebody who likes to be limited. Okay, so when I started refereeing, I knew that if this is what I want to go to the highest. If this is what I want to referee in the PSL. If ever I'm taking up this life, this is how far I want to go. So when I keep running these fitness tests and I keep failing them, they were really frustrating me, because I have chosen this life and it seems like I'm not going to make it, right? And there was a time where we were told that if you want to be in the PSL to referee the men's game, you need to run and pass the men's fitness test. Because this is the standard, because you will be refereeing, you will be running with the men. So you need to pretty much do the same thing. And I started running the test, I failed it. I went and ran for the second time and I failed it. I went and I ran again and I failed the test. And I was like, no, this is not for me, right? But Umfiki said to me, you need to remember why you started. So I tried to look for almost everything that was going to help me. If ever, and I gave myself a target. I said, I know that there has never been a woman in South Africa that has run and passed the men's international fitness test. And if that is the case, I'm gonna prepare myself, and I'm going to be that first woman to run and pass this men's international test. So I was running every day in the morning in East London. So this time I'm running again in the ocean. I see Umakaya Ndini, and I always see him at the gym, but I don't talk to him. And this day I went to him in the Elwan. I said to him, Meg, I have this that is really challenging me. I would like to train with you. Do you mind if I train with you? He said to me, if you want to train with me, you need to be sure this is what you want. Okay, I said, okay. And then Meg said to me, tomorrow, 7:45, you must be here. 8, whether you are here or you are not here, I'm leaving. I said, okay. 7:30 the next day, I was there, waiting for him. When he arrived, he got me there. Started running. Started training with Makayantin now every day in the morning. Then in the afternoon, 3, I'm training with the referees.
Sure.
Yes. So I would train with Mac Monday to Friday, and then in the afternoon, I'm training with the referees. I would train twice a day. And I did pass the men's fitness test, and I became the first ever woman to run and pass the men's fitness test in South Africa. And simply because I said I wanted to do it, and I had to look for things. I had to look for people to help me. I had to train twice. I had to sacrifice a whole lot of things. I had to sacrifice seeing my family all the times. I had to sacrifice my rest because at the end of the day, I knew exactly what I wanted. I remember there was a year where Mac, he trained me where I was even weighing 57. Yes. No, and one thing for sure, also Mac and Ulwandile, they instill a lot of discipline. All right. Even today, when you commit to something, if you say you're going to do something, you go by it. I still stand by that. And even my sisters, they know when it's time for my work, when it's time for my training, they know for sure. And they know that you cannot call me at this time because I'm training. You cannot do 1, 2, 3. Even if somebody in the family must be picked up from the airport, they know my training schedule. You cannot say, Akhona, go and pick him up because I'm not going to do it. Even at home, they know we are in the village. Things that my sisters respect, they respect my training time, they respect my nap time, and they respect my eating plans, and they respect my work. It's all about that. Even now, they know if my sister would arrive and I say, I need to take a nap, even my big sister would say, allow her to nap, otherwise she's not going to do anything. Because I need to nap and recover.
Yes.
After that, I am ready. Send me anywhere.
Let's talk about what goes into officiating a match, right? I can imagine, and I suppose for us, it's always, oh, okay, there's Akhona, great, she's doing the running, but what goes into being there with the men now, because you're part of the PSL, you're there, you're running with the men, the planning for you mentally, but the planning as then a referee to say you're officiating this particular match and this is what you need to be ready for, this is what you need to be preparing for.
I think number one, I mastered it like right in the beginning of my career that I don't want to be treated like a woman, all right, in the field. And my colleagues that I used to train with in East London, they helped me to master that very early in my career, to say, if we are running, we are all running, the referees are running. We are not going to say, Eiko, you are going to run this, and us, we are running that. When we are training, we do the same thing. When we are analyzing, we do the same thing. So my colleagues that I worked with in East London, they shaped me a lot. And the colleagues that I worked with in the Eastern Cape again, we were never, me and Tembisa, treated like we are women and therefore we are going to babysit you around. Everything that they were doing, they made it a point that we are doing it. So even when I came into the PSL, I came with that mindset that I'm a referee. I don't want to be treated like a woman. I'm not here to referee as a girl, right? I do not referee like a girl, and I don't know how a girl referees, right? I studied the game pretty much the same way as other referees would be studying the game. I apply the laws of the game based on what is needed at the time. And refereeing has different kinds of approaches for different kinds of games, for different kinds of situations. So when we prepare for the game, you anticipate that team A and team B, this is the style that they might play together. By you looking at the statistics, the log standings, the behavior of the team, the behavior of the players, the style of play, all of these things, you look at them. Then you look at Team B. What is the formation? What is their style of play? Who are the key makers? Who are the craziest players? What are the log standings? And when you take this information together, now you anticipate that I might have a game of this nature. Right? And now, when you are anticipating the game of this nature, you go and look into your bag and say, which kind of leadership skill I am going to apply in this game? Am I going to be a dictator in this game? Am I going to be liberative in this game? Or am I going to be what? Because each game would need a different you. Or in one game, you will have to use all your leadership skills. You will use all your leadership styles. How am I going to approach this situation? These are the things that we do when we go to the game. There are games that you are not going to be talking. There are games that you need to be very patient, because if you are not patient, you will end up playing with 4 people.
Sure.
You understand? So you need to understand the game. You need to have your highest level of football understanding. And also, you need to understand the history of the clubs. You need to understand the history of these 2 teams. This one has never beaten this one, all right, in the history. So which game am I looking at? Am I having a balanced or an imbalanced game? In terms of culture, what kind of game am I doing? All right? And you plan according to that. You don't just rock up in the game and say, oh, yeah, I am here, because you are not going to do the game.
Yeah.
Are they playing with the wings? Are they playing a 4-4-2? Are they playing defensive football? What is their behavior on their set pieces when they are attacking? What is their behavior on their set pieces when they are defending? Are they transitioning football? Are they pressing? When they lose the ball, do they press? Oh, this is what you need to know. If ever you are not prepared, you will be caught offside.
Has there ever been a game that you have officiated and you thought to yourself, oh, I could have done better there?
You do have all the games.
Okay.
I'll tell you. Personally, not only me, but I know that almost all the referees, in each and every game, there is that moment where you feel, yes, I wish I could have done this. No, man, I needed to do 1, 2, 3. Okay, I missed this. Why did I miss it? It's because I missed one frame. Okay, I missed this because I didn't start off well. Okay, I missed this because my angle was blocked. I missed this because I missed this consideration. We have that in each and every game. There is never a game in football, in the history of football. You can even ask your colleagues. There is not a single referee that would say in the game, I got a 10 out of 10. That's a lie.
How do you handle the criticism from the supporters? I mean, it comes quite a bit for referees sometimes.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you and say, when you criticize me and you don't know anything about football, it's like you were just pouring water to me and I'm wearing a raincoat, because you don't know anything about what I'm doing. So I cannot be offended by this. Okay? But now I will have an issue with you if you are going to start attacking my values. If you are going to start attacking my integrity, because you don't only attack me as a person, you attack what raised me. You attack my identity, then I have a problem with that. You attack the name on my back. When you are saying all sick things, you are attacking my grandfather, then I have a problem with that. You are attacking what raised me. You are attacking me as a woman, then I have a problem with that. Okay? And if ever you are being constructive and say, but you were too slow when you were running. If you are saying, hey, Lumnana, she missed the penalty because she was too far from play. They're being constructive. And for me, I can never be intimidated by that. By the way, it will improve me, because if ever you say something, I will look at that to say, maybe this guy is correct. But if you were saying she missed the penalty because she was on her period, then I'm having a problem with you. Because now you are attacking me as a woman, and this is natural. And unfortunately, there's no way that I'm not going to go on my periods. I will go on my periods because I'm a woman. And if ever you are going to say all those crazy things, then I have a problem with you and what raised you and what is it exactly that you want to say to South Africa and the world. I have a problem with that. Other things that you would say, hey, she belongs in the kitchen. It has a lot to say about you, not about me.
Yeah.
All right. If I miss a penalty, yes, I miss a penalty. Why did I miss a penalty? It's because I was not correctly positioned. If I miss a yellow card, yes, I did miss a yellow card. Why did I miss it? Also, when I don't give a yellow card, you don't know if I miss it or I decide to manage it again. Because also issuing a yellow card and not issuing it depends on my management and the situation. But if I miss a critical decision, I do not feel like I am. I feel intimidated. I feel criticized about it. This is nonsense, and I don't even care about that. If it does not gonna improve me, it does not gonna grow me. I can never be like feel that people are negative about me. South Africa, they don't love me, and I cannot feel like that. As long as you are not disrespecting me, disrespecting my family, disrespecting the woman I am, as long as you are not disrespecting my mom. And unfortunately, we see all the things that people would say about us on social media. They would say all sorts of things, and they forget that they were also born from a woman. Also, maybe think that they are also parents. There are things that I respond to sometimes. When I feel like this is the moment to teach, I do it.
Yeah. There's often, well, not often, but there are talks about referees being bribed to make a game go a certain way to favor a particular team. How do you feel about those kind of talks and the assumptions that it actually does happen on the field?
Like I said, if you say to me, I missed this because I have been given this, I have a problem with you because you are attacking my integrity. I have a problem with you because you are attacking what I value, because I value my integrity. I value my principles. I value what teaches, what taught me, what raised me. And the minute that you are saying I have been given money and you don't know that, and you do not have proof of that, and you are devaluing me for something that I will never do, I have a problem with you, because you don't know how hard I work. You don't know how my grandfather raised me. You don't know how my family raised me, and you don't know what I stand for, right? For the talks that are moving around, I will never talk for people that do things that they are not supposed to do, right? But if ever somebody is doing that, I don't feel sorry for people who are not respecting the game. I don't feel sorry for somebody who has an integrity that is in question. And unfortunately, there are things that I don't feel sorry for. And if ever you cannot stand, if ever you cannot be honest, if ever you cannot be as truthful, I don't feel sorry for you, because there are people who are working very hard for things. There are people who are feeding their families. There are people who are fighting tooth and nail to be in positions, and then you become part of taking that thing away from them. I have a problem with that, and I don't feel sorry for you. This is just what I stand for.
How do you, as Akhona, ensure that you improve with every match, with every game that you're going to officiate? How do you ensure that you improve from the time that, from the previous one to your next one?
Improvement comes with being open-minded. Improvement comes with being honest with yourself. Improvement comes with constantly be your first critic. Before other people can come in, you need to sit down and do your self evaluation. Criticize yourself as much as you can so that when people come, they get into a party that you have already started. Mm-hmm. And you don't feel like people don't like you when they are being critically honest about situations. So this is my number one. Number one, I look at my games, I see things that I have not done correctly. I look at my decisions, I look at my fitness levels, I look at my performances, my management. And if ever I get into a place where I am stuck and I don't know maybe it's a gray area, then I would send it to someone that is more senior to me to say, I am stuck here. What do you think about this? I would either send it to JD, I would send it to Gomez, I would send it to whoever that I know is technically better than me, or technically they know more than I know. And I'll do myself my self assessment. I'll watch all my games, and then I say, this is good. This is point of improvement. This is point of improvement. I never say that this is wrong. This is right, mm-hmm. right? Because refereeing is not about that. Refereeing is not about right or wrong. Refereeing is about what did you do? How can you improve? We call them point of improvements because refereeing is not 1+1 is 2. Refereeing is about where were you when you make the call, why you did not make that call, what did you consider when you're making the call, how did you start for you to arrive at that particular position. So if ever I watch all of these, then I say that my fitness is weak, my fitness is low, then it means I need to improve on my fitness. If my foul recognition is not good, it means I need to run more tests, I need to do more tests, I need to spend time doing a lot of match analysis. If ever I feel like, if I see that maybe my considerations are not I'm not using correct considerations and I'm losing all of this, it means I need to go back and read, spend a lot of time on my system, analyzing the situations. If ever you are not improving on your game management, it means you need to invest more on looking at other people, how they manage their games, how do they manage. It means you still need more again to watch more games, get familiar with the games, get familiar with the trends, get familiar with the difficulties, and understand the game that you are refereeing. The game that you are refereeing, it means understand your league, understand what are the difficulties in the league, what are the styles in the league, what are the styles at KEF, how are they playing like at FIFA, what is because if you are a referee, you have to watch the games. Mm-hmm. You have to understand football. You have to watch football. You have to watch everything that is into football. You're going to be a referee and then you are watching music. Mm-hmm. Ain't going to happen. How are you going to improve? Mm-hmm. So it means you need to invest your time watching the game, watching other referees, watching football, watching the trends around the world. So this is basically what I do. So may you challenge me in my work, you cannot do that.
How do you recover after a game, a tournament, whatever it is that you've had to referee? What do you do as Akhona to say, I've done this tournament, it has been so many days that I've been refereeing, I need to now recoup and recover? What process do you go through?
My favorite thing, I go home. Mm-hmm. Go home to the province. I sleep, I wake up, I do nothing. I walk, I go to the town, maybe I go visit in your family, just for me to be out of the city, be out of Johannesburg, be out of football. And also when I want to recover from football, I don't watch football. I pack football. I record everything so that when I come back, I want to see what was happening. Mm-hmm. But I don't watch football. And also one thing that I like the most, I do my ice bath, I do my massages. Oh. Yes, I take care of myself like that a lot. And also I visit family. I recharge a lot when I visit my family. And obviously I would be doing a lot of swimming if I want to recover. But most importantly, I would travel also. Maybe I go to wherever just stay there with my sisters or by myself, recharge.
Okay.
Forget about football.
Uh-huh.
Like literally. I don't want to APP start, Richard, APP start. No, I really switch off.
That's good.
Yeah, it's very
That's
important
very good.
because
Yeah.
sometimes you can be exhausted, you know. It can be really exhausting. You feel like you miss home, you miss time for yourself, because sometimes you can jump from one tournament to another, one tournament to another, and it has been football, football, football. So I always, even when I'm in a tournament, I always try to find time for myself. So it means that if I am not in the field or it's a rest day, I need to go to the spa. I either I do my massages, or I am just in my room watching a Netflix. Or if ever people are going to the mall, I go to the mall. But I make it a point that I need to detox myself from football so that I get excited again when I come back for the field, to the field.
This is Conversations with Eminent Women. And today we are speaking to Akhona Makalima. She, of course, has been just unpacking her life as a referee, her life back at home, the love that she has for the sport of soccer, but also for her family. Let's then move over to the She Ref Foundation, because I think it's a very important thing for us to speak about, Akhona, before we speak about what's next for you.
Yeah.
That foundation, from what you've how you've explained it, and the work that you want to do with it, and the conversations that you have about after 90 minutes, what happens then? What do you do then? Where do you see it going now, moving forward, and how has it been received by the football community?
I think people really appreciate the fact that I can come back and share the wisdom, the knowledge, and everything that I get outside the world, and how I use my experiences to equip the others that are still coming up, the match officials that are still coming up. And one of the things that made me to really come up with with the foundation was that there were times I needed to have a sister or to have a conversation with another girl to say, you know what, today I feel like this. And other people, my sisters would not know how to understand the game. They would not know how to assist me in this thing. And the fact that you are a woman in a male dominated sport, and there's a lot that comes with that. Okay. And because we are women, there are a lot of things that people would expect from us, that you cannot be too much of a girl in the field, and at the same time you cannot be a boy in the field, because in the field they think that we want to be boys because we participate in sports, but also you cannot be a boy too much because you're a woman. You understand? And also you cannot be a woman too much, because so they don't know, they really don't know what they want us to do. Okay, but they still want us, if we need to be there, but we somehow need to be lukewarm, right? We need not to be seen doing this. If you do this, if you rock up like this, it's because you want to attract unnecessary attention to yourself. If ever you are blowing a whistle, you are disciplining a player as a woman, it's because you like to attract unnecessary attention to yourself as a woman. And on the same breath, maybe you should not cut your hair bald as a woman because maybe you want to look like you want to be a boy. So the society for women that are in sports, they did not know, they still do not know what exactly that they want from us. They still keep projecting. So I created it so that women can feel comfortable with who they are, and they can do what they want to do. They can still challenge themselves to do what they're passionate about without losing themselves, without feeling that they need to change who they are so that they can fit in. Right? You can always be yourself and still stand out. Right? And also, you need not to compromise your principles so that you can be given another gig. You need not to compromise your values and your principles so that you can be at a particular level of your life, or you gain something else, or you gain a different discipline, because at the end of the day, whatever that you do that you are not supposed to do, and especially when the price tag is hidden, at the end of the day, you will have to pay the price. This is the reason why I created the Interref, to say the Sheriff Foundation, to say the going might get hard, but you still need to be anchored in who you are. You still have to be anchored in your values. And also, as a woman in the male-dominated sports, there is still going to be a manner that you need to conduct yourself as a woman, all right? You cannot show up in a game with the long weaves that are over there. You need to think about the image. You need to have an image as a referee, not only as a woman, but when you walk in, people must know that the referees have arrived. You need to carry that. You need to embody that. But you can never embody anything if you do not have your own values. You cannot embody the values of the SAFA, the PSL, the principles of anyone, if you do not have your own values, because you do not know if this is in line with my principles, is in line with my values, if you don't have your own. So the Interref was created for, the Sheriff Foundation was created for that, together with the Interrefs Summit. So the foundation again teaches or encourages or inspires women to look beyond football, look beyond the whistle. There are a lot of things that you can do without being in the field of play. You can be an analyst, you can be a technical instructor, you can be a physical instructor. This is refereeing. You can be VAR, you can be all of this. Just find what else can you do within refereeing. So it is all about that. And unfortunately, if also you want to go to the highest level, you have to be abnormal. You cannot be the World Cup referee and you are normal. It can't happen. You cannot be refereeing the final of the World Cup or the final of the AFCON, or you do the MTN final, and then you are normal. You have to sacrifice a whole lot of things. You have to have systems. You have to have discipline. Where there is no discipline, where there are no systems, my friend, you are not going to go anywhere, because you just wake up and it's a by the way that, okay, today I just have to pick the plants. Okay, today I just have to do 1, 2, 3. But if you are somebody who follows a system, you create a system, you create habits for yourself, you start behaving, you start shaping your life according to where you want to go. Using all your principles as stepping stones or as something that guides you as you navigate, then you are going to be the next, I don't know what. You can do things that other people have never done, and you can change your life and be whatever. Football has changed my life, and football has placed me in positions that I've never been to. Football has given me opportunities that I've never imagined I would get, provided that you do not sell your principles. Because when you sell your principles, you're selling your soul, and you can never take it back.
What do you make of South African football today?
South African football is improving, has improved a lot. But I always say, even in refereeing, we are saying if you are looking for something, you will find it. If you are looking for negativity, you will find negativity. Why am I saying that South African football has improved a lot? Look at where we are going. Look at the competitions we've been to. Look at our teams. Start from the under-17. When they were at the under-17 AFCON, where did they finish? Look at the under-20s. When they were at the under-20s, where did they finish? Look at our senior teams. How are they performing? Look at our ladies at the Hollywood Bet. Look at the two teams that constantly represent us. Look at the standard of football. Look at how we are being recognized as the country and the discipline that we are always celebrated for as the country and our players. Look at how our players are being respected. So when credit is due, we need to give it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you're looking for something, you will find it. If you're looking for something negative, you will find it. It has been quite, I don't know when exactly we've seen all our national teams performing until the semis, until, I mean, this is something that we need to celebrate in South Africa. Even if we don't win the medal, sometimes it's not about the medal. Sometimes it's not about carrying the trophy, but we need to celebrate the improvement. We need to celebrate that we have taken another step up. And when the South African football is improving, we are also improving. When the standard of the game is improving, match officials are improving, the reporters are improving, the standard of the economy is improving, because people would want to see, people would want to come and bring the AFCON, people would want to bring this. Everybody is improving. When you are improving, I am improving. When somebody else is improving, I am also improving. So I feel like let's give credit when it's due. And also we need to give credit to the lower division, which is the DDC, because they are coming up with quite good competition in other field for our national teams. They are feeding our national teams very well. We need to give credit to Hollywood Bets and Sasso that have really given our South African women football platform to showcase their skills and their talent. And we were not where we were yesterday, and we still have a long way to go.
What is next for you?
The next for me is always what I do after football.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I preparing for the World Cup, prepare for the AFCON, and always trying to make myself better.
Mm-hmm.
This is always next.
Do you still get very excited when you get the call that says this is where you're going next?
100%, because when I get an opportunity, I need to celebrate it because somebody else is praying for that opportunity. So when I get to be given it, I need to celebrate it, and I need to grab it with both hands, run away with it, respect it, because somebody else retired without getting that opportunity. So I get excited every day, and I give God the glory all the times when I get an opportunity to only use my skill for His glorification. This is what I do.
Thank you for your time, Akhona.
Thank you very much, Saho.
Truly appreciate it. Akhona Makalima. She is an internationally renowned referee, well known, of course, but from South Africa, we are proud to say. And that is the conversation that we had with her on Conversations with Eminent Women. From myself, Akhona Makalima, and the team behind the scenes, a huge thank you once again for watching us. Let's do it again next time. And remember, as I always say, just be kind and protect your peace. Bye-bye.